isn't the same anymore. It's every man for himself now. Nobody pretends they're noble. They only think about personal gain. Explore the dreamland if you want to live. Grab everything in sight. Don't let them take your spoils of war. Become stronger and more dangerous. Use any opportunity to outsmart your enemy. The main rule is dominate or be dominated. Such is the new order.
Yo, what up? Welcome back. This is episode 7 of Frontlines. But today, of course, some special news. We are going to be covering the latest news on the new event Steel Hunter. We are going to cover some news on the Frontline Craftwork map and some stats on Frontlines and how to proceed in episode 7 of Frontlines. But first of all, we are in the defense, and as usual we are defending in the sea, the easiest defense of all, but of course everybody knows this, so the attacking teams does not attack the sea. But first of all, remember to subscribe and follow this channel and set your notifications on, especially if you are here for the mod packs and the mod packs update. Every time I make a new video, you will get an update on the mod pack, and it will be helpful to you. But as usual, now let's talk a little bit about Frontlines. We are in the defense mode on sea, which is the easiest to defense, and even the enemies know this, so they don't capture it immediately. Oh, but there's one guy trying to be brave there. So what are we going to do? How are we going to get general in this kind of game where we are spawned in Charlie, where it is difficult for defense teams to actually make any progress because no one is capping? Well, you need to play aggressive. You need to keep shooting. If there's no one in the cap, if there's no one in the alley, you need to go forward and keep attacking until either you lose your tank or you can survive, run away, and shift to another flank. But anyway, let's move on to the next story. We're going to cover a little bit about the Steel Hunter event. The Steel Hunter event is coming up right after Frontlines episode 7, which means next Monday. It will start August 26th up to the 16th of September. So I think it's like a 2-week event or something. 2-week, 3-week event, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, Steel Hunter is basically battle royale for tanks, which is interesting because when they tried it out, it didn't work out really well. Actually, it was terrible. But this iteration looks like it's going to be a lot better. They have 3 unique tanks that will be available, one American, one Russian, and one German, and they don't look like anything in the tech tree, and it looks like you can upgrade these tanks as well. As you play the game mode, you can get airdrops and loot and stuff like that to upgrade your tanks to make them a little bit more powerful. Now I'm thinking this game mode is going to offer two positions, two kinds of game modes. One is the solo game mode, which is like PUBG or Fortnite, you know, the solo game mode, and the other version is going to be the 3-man game mode, which is a lot more like Apex Legends 3-man squads. So that's going to be the interesting part about this game mode. You can play in platoons of 3s, which means you play a team mode, 3v3 versus everyone, or you can play 1v1, so it's a solo or a team mode. There are airdrops that give you all kinds of goodies like repair kits, turbochargers, disc recovery, I don't know, target tracking, which is like some kind of like super lock on mode, like a tracking mode, repair kits, you know, airstrikes, smoke screens and stuff like that. Let's get back to this game. As you can see, there's some guy being brave, so what we're going to do is just going to eliminate him, keep attacking this side. If there is nothing to attack, you push on to attack, which is what I'm going to do right after we eliminate this guy in the cap. Now back to Steel Hunter again. The new news about Steel Hunter is regarding the spotting mechanics. Spotting mechanics are not going to work like they used to. Our spotting mechanics are not going to work anymore, not the way you know it in World of Tanks. It's not going to be constantly on, and the line of sight is not going to make you spot anything. You don't have 445 maximum view range. You don't have 550 maximum render range. It doesn't work that way. Instead, you have radio detection mechanics, which is something like Apex Legends. If you've ever played Apex Legends and you play the Bloodhound character, he hits that watch, and basically he has like a special radar, and it shows him, it lights up everything in his vicinity. It shows where all the enemies are. It tracks them for a couple of seconds. So that's how it's going to work. You hit the X button, and the radio detection is gonna show where the enemies are around you for I don't know how many seconds. It doesn't stay here, but the only problem is every time you hit the X button and try to detect your enemies, you are also going to reveal your position momentarily. Now back to the Frontline games that we're playing now. Now as you can see, we've already attacked the Charlie capture. There's no one there. We've killed everyone. I'm actually toggling the map to see who's on the flank. There's no one there. So what's happening is, if I'm damaged, I go and repair my tank. After I repair my tank, switch to another flank, go somewhere else, look for damage. The first 5 minutes is going to be the most important part of this game mode. You need to rank up as quickly as possible, get as much damage as possible, because the game mode Frontlines is getting shorter and shorter, around 22 minutes maximum. So you really need to make a general as fast as you can. Hopefully within 20 minutes is your target, because that is about the most time you are going to get. Around 20 to 25 minutes is the ended time for this game mode, so you need to do it really quickly. That is why you're going to see me being hyper aggressive in the first 5-10 minutes. If I need to hit J, abandon my tank, switch tanks, switch flanks, or go YOLO someone, that's okay. You need to remember to manage your respawn tanks well. You can see I have 2 tanks in reserve on my bottom left there, so I have no problem being aggressive. If I die, I can spawn into another tank. If I die again, I can spawn into my last tank, and in my last tank I need to be extra special careful, because if I lose that last tank, I would be in cooldown for 3-4 minutes waiting for the next tank. So if you know how to manage your respawn tanks well, you can be super aggressive during the first 10 minutes and take more risk, risk it for the biscuit, as Skill would say, but you know what I mean. You can take more chances and risk your tank. Even if you lost that tank, you can respawn into a new tank, but you need to manage it well. If you lose too many tanks, you're going to be stuck in the garage waiting for the cooldown to get into a new tank. Now back to the Steel Hunter story again. Radio detection mechanics. I was talking about your spotting mechanics doesn't work like regular tanks anymore. You don't get 445 maximum view range. Instead, you need to hit the X button to detect where your enemies are, just like Apex Legends Bloodhound character. Now, how do you spot people besides that? Well, there is also the spotting mechanics, which is cone shaped instead of the circular shape that we are used to. You can see 445 meters all around you. This time you only have a cone shape view range. Basically you can only see tanks that where you are pointing your turret to, that is what you are going to spot and what you're going to see. So which means you are going to be driving around a lot with your turret, turning left, right. So you're gonna want a tank with very good turret reverse, because you need to turn left and right a lot to spot your enemies. The cone vision aiming mechanics, I guess you could say that the spotting mechanics is going to be very different from what you're used to, but that is a good thing, because this is going to be a new game mode and it's going to be a different game mode. It is not anything at all like Frontlines. It is completely different game mode. This Battle Royale game mode, I think it's going to be quite good. It looks like it's going to be quite good because it's totally different from what we tested out in the common test server a while ago when they tested out the Frontline modes. So that's a good thing. I'm beginning to think that this game mode might be very good. Now, among the airdrops, airdrops is like PUBG, where the plane flies over and it's going to drop a care package, a loot box, and basically you're going to be able to heal your. I don't know if you can find the stuff or it's going to be included in your in the drop box. I'm not sure about that, but I think when they drop the airdrops, and you recover those airdrops, you're gonna get stuff like a turbocharger, which makes your tank go a lot faster. Recovery means you're gonna heal up quicker. Target tracking is gonna be an auto aim mechanism that is better than your standard auto aim mechanism. And then you're gonna get a repair kit. I don't know whether these consumables are you're gonna get them. You're gonna find them lying around like PUBG, where you go house to house looting. I'm not sure it's gonna be working that way, or it's gonna only exclusively come from the airdrop. But I'm not sure how they're gonna do that. They're gonna give you the consumables, but that's another story. Either they drop it from the airdrop or you find them lying on the ground. It doesn't matter. As long as they're going to be offering this game mode as a fun mode, where you want to play this game mode instead of you want to grind through for the prizes, like what they did in the PvE mode when we played against the bots. That was a really grindy game mode, and the feeling is Frontlines is the same. People have gone over, people have got used to it. Now it just feels like a grind. The Craftwork map or the Epic Suburbia map should have been out in episode 7, but it wasn't. Just as well, I don't think Epic Suburbia was ready for release anyway. Maybe it'll come out in episode 8, but anyway, we were expecting it in episode 7 and it never came out. And just as well, if it's not good enough, they might as well not release that map. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't bring out a Craftwork or Epic Suburbia map in episode 7. And what about the stats so far for Frontlines episode 7 compared to episode 8? Like I said before, episode 7 is just going to pick up where episode 7 left. Episode 7 is going to pick up at exactly where episode 6 left off. Attacking teams are going to dominate, and they're going to dominate even more. I've played some games so far. I played 20 games so far, so I'm going to share those stats with you. Now, as you can see, I've had more attacking games than defensive games. I have 20 games. 12 of them were attacking, 8 of them were in defense. But my defense wins that I played in were only 40%. In the games that I played with, the attacking teams won 60%. Now, of course, this is only the first 2 days of this mode. As I've mentioned before in previous episodes, in the first couple of days, the defense teams seem to win a lot more than the attacking teams. And once everybody is getting into the groove, by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, attacking teams are just going to run away with this mode. They are going to figure out exactly how to play this mode, end the game quickly, win quickly, average times are going to drop. So attacking teams are going to win overwhelmingly. But there has been a slight evolution in the meta. Everybody has figured out that the Bravo objective and the one after that, Echo objective, basically the middle line of the map, gets attacked and kept out fairly quickly. So what has happened is the defense team has come wise to this. So you see a lot of, well, not a lot, but some players have figured this out and learned how to counter this by actually defending Echo objective very well. You're going to see people defending the middle lane very well now, because they've got used to the fact that people are just attacking the middle line, Bravo and Echo, and then destroy the objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So people have gone better at defending Echo. But what happened when they defend Echo well? Basically, they attack the other flanks, Alpha and Delta, which is exactly what happened in this map. Now, you saw me there lingering in the garage for a while, figuring out, even though my tank was ready, I didn't ready it up. I was thinking about which flank I would be most effective in. as you can see, I still have I'm in my last tank basically. I've lost all my tanks. I've got to wait a couple more minutes before my next reserve tank is going to be ready in the garage. So I do need to be careful, but I still need to be aggressive because if you want to rank up to general, again, you need to do it inside 20 minutes, and you can't rank up general being passive and being being a red line sniper or hiding behind. You do need to calculate your risk, when it's going to be risky enough, when is it going to be good for you to push forward, when it is not. Oh, I missed that shot there. It feels bad, man. But I'm gonna see if I can finish this guy off, and that's what I do exactly, and that ranks me up to major. Now look at my bottom left. I still don't have any tanks in reserve ready for me to get into new tanks if I lose this tank, but that is not stopping me from pushing forward and trying to get as much damage as I can. Now the reason why I'm brave enough to do this is because I've already checked out toggled my team sheet and my map to see where the enemies are and what the probability of me dying is going to be, which is I figured out was going to be quite low. So I figured I could trade with this guy, and then now I have like a teammate coming up to help me, so I'm waiting for him to come. Here he is. He shows up and helps me out. Now we can finish him off, and we have the Inspire popped up as well, so I'm going to pop that up to help my teammate and maybe take one more shot before I go in and see if I can finish him off. I might take a little bit of damage for this, but that's okay because I managed to escape without taking any damage, but that's going to be good for me. So now you look at my bottom left, I have one tank that's already popped up in my reserve, which means if I lose this tank now, it's not going to be a problem. I'm going to have another tank ready to go. Now you also notice that in episode 7 that every time after you died, if you have a reserve tank in your garage, you get to spawn into it almost immediately instead of waiting for 30 seconds before you can get into another tank. That is going to be a good thing, but of course a good thing for me is also a good thing for the enemies. It also means that enemy attacking teams can spawn in a lot quicker. Now look, now you can see objective 5 is already under attack. It is the third and final objective to be destroyed. Objective 4 and 5 are almost destroyed or going to be destroyed or already destroyed. There's only one more objective left to destroy before the enemy wins the game. So what does that mean? That means I have very little time. I have I still need to go halfway up major in order to get into general, and I have one tank in a reserve. So what am I going to do? I need to be hyper aggressive right now. I need to go in all the way, kill whatever I can, get as much damage as I can, try to unload on this guy. If I die, spawn into another tank and basically rush into anyone that I can see so that I can get into general before this game is over. I can't believe I bounced that guy, but I do manage to plan the second and third shot, and that's good enough for me. And that basically means I have inched up slightly in my ranking. There's not much I can do right now except try to fill up my my ammunition, get 3 shells in, and see if I can unload on this guy. That is an UDES 14. I have a little bit of help here, but unfortunately this guy is on fire, so that's really unfortunate. Now I'm out of shells. I need to reload, pull back, see if I can get a little bit more damage out of these guys. But I don't have the shells to do it, so what I'm going to do is try and run away and see if I can flank around while I reload. Once I've reloaded, then I can maybe unload maybe on that guy over there in front of me. If he's not looking at me, maybe I can shoot him instead. He's driving forward and I lost sight of him, so I'm going to see if I can get some get a different angle and see if I can shoot that. Is that a TS5 tank destroyer if I'm not mistaken? It's a very very thin shot, but it's worth trying because he's not looking at me. I could possibly get a little bit of damage. Oh my god, I missed. I missed 2 out of those 3 shots. I only made 1 shot, and look at that. I am so close from getting general. I can do it in this tank. I have the HP. I have targets to shoot at. I wish I can get it done quickly. It's causing a lot of anxiety, especially in situations like this where you are so close, but the game is going to end. You need to. Oh my god, I can't believe I died there. I hope the only good thing is the third objective is only now being destroyed slightly. It's being damaged a bit slightly, so I do have time to get into another tank and see if I can try and get some damage out before this game is over. Oh my god, look at the objective 3. It's almost halfway done. It's almost going to be game over. So what do I need to do now? I need to rush forward and see if I can shoot anyone, ram anyone, do anything I get to get 1 or 2 shots of damage. Objective 3 is almost going to be capped. And objective 3 is caught. It's finished. It's done. And I managed to get 1 shot out, which got me into general inside a 20-minute game. These games are getting shorter and shorter. I also end up getting Supreme Gun and a General of the Army, which means I got the highest XP. Not a lot of people get Generals and Majors in short games like this, but that's what you need to do if you want to get a General, if you want to max out your 1200 and then with your boosters 2400 frontline XP and get this ranking over with. You need to be super aggressive, manage your tank respawns well. Hope you enjoyed this video and a little bit of the coming updates, and thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.